In a business requirements document, BRD, a user story typically provides specific details about a particular feature or functionality from the user's perspective. While the format and content of a BRD can vary depending on the organization's preferences, a user story should contain several key pieces of information to effectively communicate the requirements. Here are the essential elements you should include in a user story within a BRD. User story ID or title. 1. A unique identifier or a descriptive title that distinguishes the user story from others. User role. 1. Clearly define the user or user role that the story pertains to. 1. For example, as a type of user, I want to. User story statement. 1. A concise, user-centric statement describing what the user needs or wants to achieve. It often follows the format. As a user role, I want to do something so that I can achieve a specific goal or benefit. Acceptance criteria. 1. Detailed, specific conditions or criteria that must be met for the user story to be considered complete and working as intended. 1. These criteria help developers and testers understand the expected behavior of the feature. Dependencies. 1. Any external factors or dependencies that the user story relies on, such as data sources, APIs, or other features. Assumptions and constraints. 1. Any assumptions made during the requirement gathering process and constraints that may affect the implementation of the user story. Priority and business value. 1. Assign a priority level to the user story to indicate its importance relative to other stories. 1. This could be expressed as high, medium, or low. Additionally, specify the business value or benefits associated with implementing the story. Estimation, optional. 1. An estimate of the effort required to complete the user story, typically expressed in story points, hours, or another unit of measurement. Attachments and references. 1. Any relevant documents, diagrams, wireframes, or reference materials that support the understanding of the user story. Definition of done, DOD. 1. A list of criteria or tasks that must be completed before the user story can be considered done and ready for release. 1. This may include coding, testing, documentation, and user acceptance. Non-functional requirements, NFRs. 1. Any non-functional requirements, such as performance, security, or scalability considerations, that apply to the user story. Mockups or wireframes, optional. 1. Visual representations of the user interface or screen designs associated with the user story, if applicable. Change history. 1. A section documenting any changes or updates made to the user story throughout the project's lifecycle. Author and date. 1. Information about the person who authored the user story and the date it was created or last modified. Comments and discussion, optional. 1. A space for team members to ask questions, provide feedback, or engage in discussions related to the user story. Test scenarios, optional. 1. Detailed test scenarios are cases that can be used for testing the user story. Including these key pieces of information in a user story within a BRD helps ensure clarity, completeness, and a shared understanding of what needs to be developed and tested. It also facilitates effective communication among stakeholders, including product owners, developers, testers, and business analysts.